Alright. Gosh, I had to hold in a laugh there for like 20 seconds. Alright. Let's see. Where are we? Alright. Okay. How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Pei Beis, Daf 82 of Masechta BavaKama. Friends. Yo, friends. Friends, I don't think the power washer people have come yet today, so just a warning, we might get washed away. Chevre, I got it. Ooh, what's this? Wait, is this is... that now it's... Ooh, no. Cancel that. Ooh, okay. Noise has been canceled. Chevre, this is noise canceling headphones. This is like a big like point. This was like a turning point in Babylon Talmud when I got noise canceling headphones. Also, I have coffee. Recording in the morning. I've been recording in the morning recently. I kind of like it. I like recording in the morning, honestly. I kind of like it. I have such a scattered schedule. I wake up, I like prepare Babylon Talmud, then I start working, and then I record, and then I go back to working, and then I review. The whole day is like a ping pong between Babylon Talmud and Groove. Okay, we're going to start in Daf Pei Beis Amud Aleph. Let's do it. It's gewaldig stuff, Chavir. Gewaldig stuff. It's like yesterday we talked about the 10 enactments of Yoshua. Today we're going to talk about the 10 enactments of Ezra. Gewaldig stuff. I mean, this is just great stuff. Like, well, not all of it, I guess. No, all of it? I can't remember, but some of it, at least. Some of it's like famous stuff. So here we go. I'm going to drink some more coffee. Let's go weiter. Okay, so we're going to start in Daf Pei Beis Amud Aleph. I think that's what we got up to. At the 2 dots. Alright, about 10 lines in to the page, probably a little bit less. Asar Takonis Tikkun Ezra. Ezra made 10 enactments. Shekorn be Mincha b'Shabbos. That we read in Shul from the Torah on Mincha on Shabbos. It's a Takonis Ezra. Gewaldig. V'koin b'sheni v'chamishi, as well as that we read Torah from the Torah in the synagogue on Mondays and on Thursdays. V'donim b'sheni v'chamishi, in that the courts meet on Mondays and Thursdays to judge. M'chabsim b'chamishi b'Shabbos, and we do laundry on Thursday. Interesting, we do laundry. I usually do laundry on Sunday when I get around to it. Otherwise, I do it on Monday. Or sometimes Tuesday. Well, okay. I guess whenever I get around, to it. Usually it's not Thursday though. Usually it's not Thursday. Should I be doing laundry on Thursday? Oh, why not? Laundry on Thursday? What do you guys think? Are you going to start doing your laundry on Thursday? I feel like Thursday is not a good day for laundry for me. Laundry is a whole day. I mean, you gotta be around. You know, it's a whole dance. The washing machine, the dryer, this one ends, that one ends. My washing machine also, obviously, you know, if I could just slip in, if I could just slip in a little complaint over here. I can't really get too far without, you know, something to complain about. My washing machine, when it's done, it starts beeping. 3 beeps. It goes beep, beep, beep. And it does it every 10 minutes it does it every minute for probably about like 10 minutes. So for like, I don't know, maybe it's longer. I don't even know. But like, it's just like for like 10 minutes, it's just beeping. And it's just like, it's so annoying. You have to stop what you're doing in order to go turn it off, or just like deal with the beeping. It seems there's no way to turn that off. So between the washing machine being done and having to stop what you're doing to turn that off, and then you got to wait for the dryer, and then, thank God, Baruch Hashem, I have a washing machine and dryer. I've lived life without washing machine and dryer. Washing machine and dryer is clutch. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Where was I? Trying to figure out if I should do laundry on Thursday. Thursday's a busy day, Lemaisa, so to throw laundry in. Chevra, what are you going to do? Tell me. Tell me what's that. Tell me about laundry on Thursdays, all right? Okay, we do laundry on Thursdays. Okay, b'Shabbos. Ve'ochlin shum be'erev Shabbos. We garlic on Friday night. V'shetei isha mashkemes ve'ofa, and that the women should wake up early and bake. V'shetei isha chogeres b'sinor. Okay, and that women should wear undergarments, I think is what it's saying. V'shetei isha chofefes v'toveles, and that a woman before going to the mikveh should comb her hair to remove any chatzitzas. V'sheyihu rochel machzim ba'yaris, and that the perfume people should be allowed to go around in the cities selling perfume. V'tiken tvila lebali karian, and that a bal kari, a fellow who is semen emission goes to the mikvah. Those were the 10 enactments of Ezra. L'chaim, I'm going to drink my coffee. Now let's dig down into these enactments. So enactment number 1 that we read from the Torah scroll on in the synagogue on the Sabbath at the afternoon prayers. Because the people are busy all week working and they don't make it to the synagogue, so at least on Shabbos afternoon they will hear, I guess, the next week's parsha. And that they should read in the synagogue at the morning prayers on Monday and Thursday. Ezra Tiken? What do you mean? This wasn't Ezra. This was already from before Ezra. The Tanis will learn in the price of Vayelchu Shleishes Yomim Bamidbar V'loy Motzu Moyim. That the Yidden walked for 3 days in the desert and they were without water. Dorshe Rishumis Amru. And the people who darshan the Pesukim, they said, Ein Mayim Ela Teire. That when it says that they went 3 days without water, it means they went 3 days without studying the Holy Torah. Shenemar, as the Pasuk says, Hoi Kol Tzomei L'chul Amoyim. Anybody who's thirsty, come to drink water. And that's a reference to the Torah. Ho ho. Chaver, we're drinking right now. I'm drinking right now. I have coffee. I'm double drinking. I'm drinking coffee. Coffee is mostly water. I'm drinking coffee and I'm drinking Ein Mayim Ela Torah. I'm drinking from the Torah, but I'm also drinking from my coffee. 1 second. Chaim. So I have to finish laughing. Coffee and Torah. Now that's a combination. Coffee and Torah. That's a combination. Shenemar called Tzami l'chul amoyim. So kevin shalchu shloshes yom below Torah nilu. And when the Yidden went 3 days without studying from the Holy Torah, what was nilu? They got like exhausted or something. Amdu nevim shebeneim v'tiknu loem. So the prophets among them got up and they enacted shiukorim b'Shabbos that the Yidden should read from the Holy Torah on Shabbos, mafsikin bechad b'Shabbos, and then you'll have a break on Sunday. V'korin b'Sheni, and then they read once again on Monday. Mafsikin shlishi v'Revi, then there's a break for Tuesday and Wednesday. V'korin b'Chamishi, and then they read again on Thursday. Mafsikin erev Shabbos, and then they're off again for erev Shabbos, and then of course back on again on Shabbos. Kedei shelo yalinu gimel yomim b'lo Torah, so that the Yidden should never go 3 days without studying the Holy Torah. Meikara tiknu chad gavra tlasa psuke. So the Gemara answers that eina chinami, but initially from the initial enactment, so it would just be one person reading 3 verses. Inami tlasa gavra tlasa psuke, or 3 people reading 3 verses total. Keneged kohanim levim v'Yisraelim. It sounds like 1 verse each, representing kohanim levim v'Yisraelim. Also, who came Ezra tiken tlasa gavre. And Ezra came and says, no, there's going to be 3 people called up to the Torah and reading a total of 10 psukim. Keneged asar batlonin, keneged, I guess representing the 10 people who would they would not work, they would be supported by the community, and they would be available in the synagogue for prayers, and I guess they were just kind of available in the synagogue. So can I get those 10 people? This is the 10 psukim that we read from. I'm going to drink more coffee. Let's go weiter. V'dana b'sheni v'achamishi, and the courts meet on Mondays and Thursdays, the shchiche da'asu l'mikra b'sifra, because that's when the people are coming anyways to the synagogues to read from the Torah. So that's also when the bezdins meet. V'shiu mechabsim v'achamishi b'shabos mishum kvod Shabbos, and that the people should do their laundry on Thursday in preparation for Shabbos. Okay. V'shiu ochlin shum be'ev Shabbos mishum ona ho, and that the people should eat. At least I think this is more for the men, that they should eat garlic on Friday nights because of ona, because of the mitzvah of ona, that the men and the women have beer on Friday nights. That his fruit will give at its proper time. Amar Yehuda says Yehuda, Amar V'Temer of Nachman, V'Temer of Kahana, V'Temer of Yochanan, Zeh Hamashamish Mitasum of Shabbos Lev Shabbos. That this is a reference to a couple that has beer on Friday nights. And now Taner Rabbanan, the rabbis taught Chamisha Dvarim Nemar B'Shum. There are 10 things that are said about garlic. Masbia, it satiates, umashchin, it warms yourself up, I think. Umatzil ponim, and it makes the face gishmak. Umar be'azera, and it increases the semen. V'horeg kinim shebnei me'aim, and it kills the lice that are found in the intestines. All right, where am I? Yeshom, to those who say machnis ahava o motzi sakina. That garlic, it brings in, it welcomes love, and it releases jealousy. How beautiful! So we see that one of the things that garlic does is it increases the semen, and therefore it's good to eat garlic on Friday nights to be marba de zera before the mitzvah of ona. And that a fella should wake up early to bake, so that when the poor fellow comes by looking for a meal, so there will be bread available for the offering. Okay. And that a fella should wear undergarments for tznius reasons. Okay. And that a fella should comb her hair before going to the mikvah in order to remove any chatzitzas, any separations between the water and her hair. D'oraisa, but that's not a takana. Why is it? What do you mean? It's a takana of Ezra. It's mitzvah d'oraisa, the Tanya, as we learn in a brayse. That a fellow needs to wash his flesh in water. That there should be no impediments between a person's flesh and their water. And it also includes that which is secondary to the flesh. What is secondary to the flesh? Say our hair. So we see that the hair also, there can't be any chatzitzas. So combing the hair has nothing to do with Ezra, it has to do with midoraisa. There shouldn't be any chatzitzas. So amidoraisa le'ayune dilma mikater. Look, midoraisa, you just have to check your hair, make sure there's no knots. Inami ma'us, make sure there's no dirt or anything in the hair. Midi mishum chatzitza, I think maybe inami ma'us, midi mishum chatzitza. I don't know. Look, the thing is, midoraisa, you just have to check to make sure that there's no knots or anything in the hair. But with his enactment, his chiddush, was that you should mamish just comb the hair and make sure that there's no knots or nothing that away. Okay, more coffee. Wow, coffee is an important thing. Okay. And that the perfume people should be permitted to go around the cities selling their perfumes, mishum tachshite noshim, so that the women have perfume, so that they will not be disgusting upon their husbands if they smell like B.O. Okay. We take in tefillah the bali carrying the oraisa. Who? What do you mean that Ezra enacted going to the mikvah for a balkari? D'oraisa, it's mid'oraisa. The pasuk says v'ishki seitzim mimenu shichva zera, that a fellow who releases semen, so goes to the mikveh. V'rachatz is b'tzara b'mayim. He goes to the mikveh. D'oraisa, who the truma v'kachim. Yeah, mid'oraisa, you have to go to the mikveh in order to eat truma or kachim. But also who tikin afilu divrei Torah came came Ezra and said that even to study the Holy Torah, you have to go to the mikveh first. I'm going to drink some water. Wait, no, not water, coffee. I'm already betzim drinking water because I'm studying Torah. In my Torah. What was that? Did something just... I can't hear. I'm wearing my noise-canceling headphones. Did something just explode? I don't know. I'm alright. Let's go weiter. Here in Yerushalayim, I hear like explosions all the time. I don't know. It's hard to tell these days what's what. Like, is it possible that I'm hearing explosions from Gaza? I don't know what it is. Or maybe just like explosions that I would hear all the time. I'm just maybe now connecting the dots, or maybe there actually are explosions. I don't know. I know it's just kind of part of like life around here these days. But thank God. I mean, honestly, Yerushalayim, it's been good. Yerushalayim has been very quiet for the past few months. And we've only had a few sirens, thank God. Tel Aviv, they had a lot more. Oh, thank God, whatever. Yerushalayim's been quiet, at least in that sense. But I mean, it's just a stressful time, I think, all over, right? Stressful time everywhere. Let's go weiter. Asar dvarim nemru b'Yerushalayim. You hear this? 10 things were said about Jerusalem. Cheva, I live in Jerusalem. Right? When was this Mishnah written? When did Rebbe edit the Mishnayos? Probably the year like 200 or something like that. So already we're talking about the halachos of Yerushalayim in the year 200. What year are we in now? 2023? 1800 years ago? Oh Hashem. It's tough. History is a whole tough thing. Let's go weiter. So 10 things were said about Jerusalem. Ein habayis chalut ba. So there's halachas, of course, of bati arichom, right? Homes that are sold in a walled city, right? The Torah talks about this. If a fellow sells a house in a walled city, so for the first year he could buy it back. He could buy it back from the buyer, and the buyer has no say in the matter. Like, he gets his house back. But after that, he loses his house. He can't, no yovel, no nothing. That does not apply to Yerushalayim. In Yerushalayim, a house that is sold in Yerushalayim, it goes back at yovel. So okay, so the house doesn't get sold forever, but Eina Mevia Egla Arufa, and there's no Egla Arufa when it comes to Yerushalayim, right? Egla Arufa is that you have a corpse. We're going to learn about it in Masechta Sanhedrin. You have a corpse that's found, and you don't know, what the story is. So the city that's closest, they bring a calf and they kill it, and the whole thing. So that doesn't apply to Jerusalem. Jerusalem cannot become an Ir Nidachas. Thank God. That would be horrible. I mean, it would be horrible if people were serving Avodah Zarah in Yerushalayim to begin with. But oh my God. But anyways, Yerushalayim cannot. Well, who can tell me what an Ir Nidachas is? Ir Nidachas is when, what was it? I think that the majority of the people are in a city are worshiping the Getchkes. We're gonna learn about this Oichit, I think, in Masechta Sanhedrin. Maybe also Masechta Avodah Zarah. I don't remember. Did I tell you I was learning Masechta Avodah Zarah? Maybe I told you this. When I learned Masechta Avodah Zarah, I went to Thailand for the first time. I remember I was learning Masechta Avodah Zarah, mamish with the little Getchke next to me. Okay. And Jerusalem cannot become Tomei with Negoyim, right? Saras of the house, not houses in Yerushalayim. That's good. That's good to know. It's good to know that his house won't get Saras on it. That would be Chaval. Ve'en motziin ba zizin v'gzus turos, and you can't have like, beams and balconies extending over, jutting out from the walls in Jerusalem. Ve'en osim ba ashpasos, you don't make garbage heaps in Jerusalem. Really? So what are you supposed to do with the garbage? Then what are you supposed? No, it probably just means that you don't have like, mamish, like just garbage heaps in Jerusalem, but you probably have garbage cans. That's sanitary, I think. That I like, by the way. That's something that, I like. Yeah, I like having garbage cans around. That is something that I like. That is something that I like. That's a good thing that they did around here. It used to be that the closest garbage in town was like all the way down the block. You had to walk down the block to throw out the trash. Now they added all these. They added a lot more garbage bins, which is great. It makes it more convenient to throw out the garbage. But then I think the people started complaining, so I think that they got rid of a whole bunch of them. I would prefer that they keep the garbage the garbage pails, and they get rid of the power washing. That's what I would prefer. They don't ask me. But whatever. I figured the Babylon Talmud is my is where it's easier to just complain on Babylon Talmud. I think that's what it is. Ve'ein osim ba ashpasos, ve'ein osim ba kivshonos. You don't make kilns. What's a kiln? It's something to do with fire and smoke. Ve'ein osim ba ginos ufardesos. They don't make gardens and orchards. There's a garden right outside my house. You know what goes on in that garden? Power washing, noise making. They're not supposed to have that garden. Chutz mi ginos, ginos ufardesos. Chutz mi ginos rodin, but you're allowed to have rose gardens. She'ayu mimos nevim arishonim. Except for the rose gardens from the days of the early prophets. V'migadlim batar negolin. You don't raise chickens in Jerusalem. Oh wow, my friend has chickens. Ooh. Interesting. What should I do? Yeah, my friend has chickens. Here in Yerushalayim. You go into his chutzner, there's a chicken coop. Maybe you just got to be careful. Make sure that they don't go out. I don't think that those chickens get out. I think that they just stay in the coop. And you don't leave a nifter overnight, right? In Yerushalayim, the minig is that they bury that same day. I think even at night in Yerushalayim. I think they even bury at night in Yerushalayim. Okay, here we go. So the house is not sold forever. It goes back at Yovel. The Pasuk says, "V'kama bayis shelo choma latzmisus lakona osa l'dorosa." Okay, I don't really understand this proof so much, but because the pasuk by the walled cities, it says that the person who buys it, after a year, he'll have it forever. But that implies, I guess, because Savalon is Chalku Yerushalayim Neshvatim, and Tana assumes that Jerusalem was not divided up amongst the tribes, and therefore I guess there wasn't technically anybody specific who owned it in a certain sense, no tribe owned it, so it didn't revert. I guess that the whole point of Yovel, maybe that's the point, is that I think the whole point of Yovel is that things stay within the tribe or whatever, right? So even if you sell it, it goes back. So every 50 years there's a reset, but in Jerusalem it doesn't belong. Oh no, but that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because there's no tribe stuff, so therefore it doesn't apply. Egla arufa, and you don't bring an egla arufa from Jerusalem. Tichsev, as the pasuk says, ki imotzi cholol ba'adom asher nosan Hashem elokecha l'chol rishto, right? That it says it talks about inheritance in the context of egla arufa of Yerushalayim lo nischak l'shvatim, and as we said, Jerusalem was not divided up among the tribes. Ve'enu naisis ir nidachas, and Jerusalem cannot become an ir nidachas. Tichsev, as the pasuk says, arecho, your city. Yerushalayim lo nischak l'shvatim, and again, Jerusalem was not divided up among the tribes. Ve'enu mitama b'negoyim, and Jerusalem cannot become tamei with tzaras. The pasuk says, "V'nasati nerga tzaras b'veis eretz achuzaschem." So it talks about inheritance in the context of tzaras. V'Yerushalayim lo nischak l'shvatim, and Nochamal, Jerusalem was not divided up among the tribes. I'm going to drink a stick of coffee. Let's go weiter. Where am I? Okay, the Shvatim v'motzin ba. Okay, v'motzin ba zizim v'gzus teros m'pnei or latuma. And you don't have like beams jutting out of walls and mirpesets, balconies in Jerusalem because of making an ohel for tumah, right? If there's tumah under it, then it'll make an ohel, and we don't want things becoming tummy in Jerusalem. Kachim can get in there. Also, we don't want any of the people who are coming to be ola regel to bump their head. And we don't make garbages mishum shkotzim, because then you have shkotzim over there. Then you have shrotzim and stuff, and then they die and they get on kodshim and stuff, and it's a problem. Kivshonos, right? I think that was the point, right? You don't want them to get on kodshim. Yeah, there you go. Kivshonos, you don't make kilns mishum kucho, because kilns, whatever a kiln is, it makes smoke, and we don't want smoke. We don't want so much smoke in Yerushalayim. Then osimba ginos ufardesim. We don't make gardens and orchards mishum sircha, because then you got to put manure in the gardens and the orchards, and this manure doesn't smell so nice. And we don't raise the chickens mishum kachim, because the chickens peck around. And they're going to peck around in the garbage dumps. But I thought we don't have garbage. That's interesting. I thought there were no garbage dumps. I don't know. The chickens, they'll find the garbage. And in the garbage, you have shrotzim. And the chickens peck the shrotzim. And then they peck the kodshim. And then it becomes a problem. Vin malinin ba es hames gimor. And we don't... we bury the mason immediately, even at night. And that's just the minig Yerushalayim. We don't raise hogs anywhere. We've seen this 2 times, 3 times. How many times have we seen this? I don't know. When the Hasmonean kings were fighting, Hyrcanus mi bifnim, v'aristablus mi bachutz. Hyrcanus was inside, I think, the walls of, the Beis Hamikdash of the old city, or Jerusalem. And Aristobulus was outside of Choyom Mishalshel Loim Bekupa Dinar, and every day Hyrcanus from inside they would send money over the walls to Aristobulus, who was outside. V'Yumaylin Loim Tmidim, and then so from inside the walls they would send over money, and then from outside the walls they would send back animals to be offered. And there was over there an elder who was familiar with the Greek wisdom. And he said to them, who's them? I don't know, maybe the Romans who were there? The Greeks, I guess, who were there? So long as the Yidden are bringing korbanis, they're not going to be delivered into your hands. So then what happened was the next day, from inside Jerusalem, they sent money, and from outside, in return, they sent a hog. When the hog reached halfway up the wall, it stuck its nails into the wall, and Eretz Yisrael shook an area of 400 parsas by 400 parsas. When they said at that time, that cursed is a fellow who raises hogs, and cursed is a fellow who teaches his son Greek wisdom. And they taught about that time that the Omer that year was not brought from near Jerusalem, but rather it was brought from Ginos Atzrifin, and the Shtelechem came from Bikas and Socher, meaning that year was not a good year. Everything got destroyed and everything, and they had to bring things from far away. Chaver, that was that pay base of Masechta BavaKama. It was gewaldige stuff. Peace.